No country has ever prospered that failed to put its own interests first. We will no longer surrender this country or its people to the false song of globalism.
New Right Network presents Right Now, the featured podcast of New Right Network. Mobilizing, countering the left, energizing the right. New Right Network, home of the New Right movement.
New Right Network, and I think you guys will all remember, and not remember, but know our guest. He's returning. She is CJ of the lovely, talented, and seemingly everywhere Deplorable Choir. Welcome back to the show there, CJ.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, CJ, I guess everyone out there, they see on social media, and they see everybody, and see all the great songs. What's new with the Deplorable Choir, and what are we got coming up, and what can people look forward to?
You know, what's new with the Deplorable Choir is we're booking our tour right now, and we're actually, now when I say this, people are going to be like, this is ridiculous, y'all are goofy moms that sing songs about Trump on the internet, why would you make an album? But we're actually making an album right now with a hit Nashville songwriter who does not want to be named, but so we're going to have actually like really good songs on it. But the reason we decided to make an album was because we're trying to send messages to the country music industry that we know there's a lot more closet conservatives in that if we're successful, it's going to send a message to them that they can come out of the closet and, you know, boast their support for whatever it is they want. Instead of taking like their Second Amendment post downs off Instagram because they're afraid they're going to be blacklisted from the town, we're wanting to send a message that they'll have a world of support if they, if they're not shy with what they believe. So
Which is amazing. It was amazing to me, CJ. And I know you spent time out in Nashville, and it's crazy that you have these millions and millions of country music fans that support these artists and these executives and these brands, pouring all this money into it, and these, I don't know, I mean, it seems like they're just going totally liberal in Nashville nowadays. Totally.
Well, they are. It's like you go to Nashville in their shirts and it says the new LA. And that's exactly what it is. People have packed their bags up from California. They've moved out to Nashville. They've completely changed the political landscape of that town, and it was deliberate. And I've told you all of you this before, but in 2003, after the Dixie Chicks and their big Bush fiasco, 18 Democrats moved to Music Row with the goal of changing the political landscape. And now people who, once felt they could boast their conservative views and sing about their conservative stuff in songs feel like they have to be silent now, which is pretty sad to me.
That's super sad. You know, I think it used to be the other way around. I remember a song that said LA's like Nashville with a tan. So I guess they're all moving out there and they're ruining it. And I think you can only go so far, though, because I think people will have a knee-jerk reaction and stop buying the product.
Well, yeah, and the thing is they pander to a conservative audience, but the conservatives don't even realize that all the people singing to them, not all, I don't want to say all, but a lot of them are so liberal. They're so liberal, they don't approve of, our conservative lifestyles. They think we're the devil, but, and they're pandering to them, which is the unbelievable thing, and conservatives, it's like we understand that everybody should have a voice. Like, if you're liberal, you should be able to have your views. But my goodness, you're coming from a town that literally sings to conservatives. The conservatives deserve to have a voice too.
100%, I agree with you. I think it's deliberate because they know that country music does, drive a lot of, a lot of conservatives listen to country music, and they can get their little messages into country music, and they can try to chip away at that monolith of conservatism. I believe that. Would you agree with that?
I'm in Vegas, and it was a little loud. There was a big group that drove.
No, you're fine. You're fine. What I think is that country music is a huge influencer on conservatives in America, and so I think it is deliberate because I think they think if they can get their message in it, then they can kind of chip away at that little by little.
Oh yeah, that's exactly why they work so hard. We'll take our producer and take the songwriter that's working with us. Cannot say who they are because they know they'll be blacklisted from the town. And
in Nashville, Tennessee, they'll be blacklisted. Crazy.
Nashville, Tennessee. They will be blacklisted. I actually had, when we were doing our Deplorables tour, we were trying to get a country music publicist to help spread the tour dates and stuff and help us with radio. And the most conservative publicist I know, who used to post pro-Trump stuff all over his social media, was like, I literally had to take all my Trump posts down because I was getting uninvited to events. People weren't taking my artists for interviews. Like, they literally knew he supported Trump, and they were trying to ruin his business. So now he would not represent us because we are pro-Trump, and even though he is, but that's what actually, even though we're stay-at-home moms and even though we're goofy, that's what makes me it's like it used to be funny and goofy. It's still funny and goofy for me, but that's what made me go, you know what, I'm going to be a little more serious with this because I want to send a message. Hey, look at all the people who support us, because it just takes a few of them to stand together and say, hey, we're gonna be conservative. We're gonna support Trump if we want, and people will start knowing they can get.
I agree with you. I think that you're 100% right that a lot of these people buying these albums and going to these concerts would be definitely spending their money in other places had they known the way these artists really are and really think and probably really talk about them behind their backs.
Yep, absolutely. And take your money elsewhere. Money talks, baby. We're going to send a message to Nashville.
That's right. Everyone needs to go to the Deplorable Choir concert. You'll be selling out, major arenas here pretty soon. Texas Stadium, here you come, right?
Yeah, I know. And if you ask the trolls, we're all off key in our living room. But, it's for a cause, right?
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about those trolls. I think that you ladies are doing a great job, and everybody that seems to support you guys seems to be 110% behind it. And so I guess, also you being from Texas, I think kind of switching gears here, the Democrats' major dream, I don't even know how the words to emphasize this enough, is to try to flip Texas blue. Oh. That is their miracle dream.
Yep.
Is it going to happen in 2020?
Oh my goodness, I hope not. I'm here at this Freedom Conference, and there's actually so many grassroots organizations that are trying to empower small communities to I feel like people don't realize it's on the local levels and the lower people on the ballots that they're being so successful in Texas flipping blue because people aren't paying attention. We all are looking at Trump, but you have to look at the local candidates, and keep them red and have the people turn out to vote to keep it red. And I feel like people sometimes forget that, but I know there's a ton of organizations that are really working hard to empower people in every community to get out there and not just support Trump, but on these local levels. The judges.
I agree. Vote local. That's not emphasized enough. You're totally right about that. Vote local.
Yeah,
especially.
Local.
My goodness. So yeah, I guess. What do you think about what's also in the news right now about Trump and his air quote racist tweets, as CNN loves to call them? I think that's such a joke. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's really obvious that, the definition of racism is dividing people by their identity, and that's exactly what CNN, the liberal media, the 4 freshman congressmen, the entire Democratic Party, that's exactly what they do all the time, and they try to project the very thing they are on conservatives, on Trump, but it's them who is racist.
No, it's 100%. I said this forever, that Democrats are all super racist, and that's why they're also super obsessed with it. It's like if you're in a relationship with somebody and they accuse you of cheating all the time, I wonder who's really cheating here, I think that's exactly what the racism thing is.
And people are waking up to it. People are realizing that that's exactly what they're doing. And I don't think majority of the country is going to buy it at the election. I think you're really turning off some just like at the debates, the Democratic debates, there was so many people on Twitter that was thought I was a Democrat. Maybe I'm not, because they are taking, the Democratic Party are taking their cues from Twitter, which is extremely radical. But the rest of the country's not on Twitter, and they're turning the rest of the country off, which I couldn't be prouder of them. I feel like I'm the squad's biggest cheerleader. I'm keep opening your mouth, keep doing what you're doing, because you're just going to drive this Trump train.
Did I lose you? No, I 100%. No, they are. They are driving the Trump train. Like you said, I love it. Operation Keep Talking is in full effect, and that's what is going to, honestly, it's a civil war in the Democratic Party, and I think it's funny when you see Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and these people trying to rein these people in. These are revolutionaries. They are not going to be reined in. This is going to be crazy. You killed your own party. It's too late. What do you think?
Yeah, you know what? I wish. I don't really care what they do, but it's so funny that like Nancy and Chuck and stuff don't see how successful Trump is and just take the same, like take a page from his book, take a stance and stand up to these people, but instead they bow down. It's I don't know. They are a machine though. They have rounded up the entire Democratic Party behind their 9% approval rating, and it's amazing how just like someone that's not afraid to speak out can do that.
But I think that a lot of people don't realize how much militancy there really is in the Democratic base. Yeah. I think there's a lot more than people. The average 9 to 5 or family or housewife kind of American, I think that they don't realize just how much insanity really is happening.
But they'll start seeing it closer and closer to the election. Like I said, they're going off Twitter right now, and when you project that all, and I mean they just got the glimpse of it at the debates, but when that message starts resonating with America, they're going to all go, huh, this is not the party that I was associated with.
Well, I agree. I think that specifically the old guard, it's funny, and that's embodied in Joe Biden. He can't apologize enough for his 50 years. So my thing is, Joe, are you really that ashamed of everything you've done for the last 50 years? How are the next 8 going to be different if you were president? Or 4, I guess.
What's so funny about them, and they're just never going to learn, and Joe's never going to learn. But if he literally stopped apologizing, he'd probably do pretty well. But it just keep bowing down. The
number one thing I learned from Trump: never apologize to a liberal. If you give up an inch, they'll take a mile. Double down. Go all in. Exactly. You nailed it. It's 100% true. I've said this many times. It's like being in an argument. Like if you're ever having an argument with somebody and you say, I'm sorry, and so they get onto you worse. That's the way liberals are. But they're never going to. We're going to keep doing it, and we're going to keep cheering them on. Say, keep apologizing, keep doing it. We're winning. So that's all I care about. Am I driving you nuts how I keep going like this? It's because I can't hear anything. No, what you're doing is making me jealous to wish I was in Las Vegas right now hanging out, but I'm not. So but that's all right. Vegas is a great town. So what's going on in Vegas? This Freedom Conference you're at? I mean, if people don't know. It's actually like a libertarian festival, so there's not a ton of Trump supporters here, but so there's not a lot of rules. There's just what? Joke. That's libertarian, so there's not a lot of rules, huh? Oh, right. I mean, it's an interesting crowd, that's for sure. When you watch everybody walk around, and I've had, it's funny because I always wear my Trump hat. I got it right here. I've been wearing it around everywhere, and I hardly ever get mean comments, but actually at the Libertarian Fest, I've had some people you're a Trump supporter. I'm like, oh goodness. Libertarians love to argue. They're like, oh, I'm a arco-libertarian, whatever, and all this. It's ridiculous. It's like, who gives a rat's ass? I know. I don't even follow them. I'm like, listen, I'm for freedom. That's why I'm at the Freedom Fest. I feel like conservatives have been silenced. Actually, that's not why I'm here. But I'm like, I feel like conservatives have been silenced. Can we not agree that we all need a voice? It's insane, but. Right, it is funny that people from Freedom Fest would actually want to make comments about somebody wearing a MAGA hat. That's really, freedom loving, Yeah, I can't wrap my brain around it. I'm like, you're really actually fighting the same battle that Trump is, right? Like, we don't, I mean, but, like I said, I can't wrap my brain around their logic, so. It is. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm glad that you stopped by and said hi to us. We're always happy to hear from you. And tell the other ladies we said hello. If people are looking for you on social media, where would they find you? Oh yeah, we're Deplorable Choir on Instagram, Twitter, Deplorable Choir on YouTube, Facebook, The Deplorable Choir, and then our website is thedeplorablechoir.com. And as always, you can always find us at www.newrightnetwork.com and on all social media. That is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at New Right Network. One word, New Right Network. Thanks, everybody, and see you next time. Thank you.
You've been listening to New Right Network, mobilizing, countering, energizing. Online at newrightnetwork.com.